Hello, and welcome back to Will of the Fans. My name is Will, as always, as I'm sure you're used to by now. And we are going to review Doctor Who. That's right, it is time once again, guys. We are going to review Series 215 or 41, Episode 6. That is the Interstellar Song Contest, an episode that will air. I don't think it's airing yet. No, a few hours before it will yet on British TV. Yeah, it's going to air after the FA Cup final, which we hope will go into extra time so it doesn't have to air at all. And before the actual Eurovision Song Contest. So, precariously positioned there. Could also give it a colossal ratings bump. So, we don't know what's going to happen there. Now, I have not had time to write any notes for this, so it's going to be completely ad hoc. But that usually doesn't cause any, craziness to happen like last week, which actually, yeah, no, that it did. Yeah, it did. I went nuts last week. I'm not going to go so crazy this week. This episode was pure trash, by the way. It was utter garbage, but I didn't find it as frustrating as last week. And the reason I didn't find it as frustrating as last week is because something actually fucking happened in this episode of Doctor Who. So there's that. And there is going to be full spoilers from the drop. I don't give a shit. I know you don't give a shit, so we're not going to care. First spoiler of the day, and this is your warning. If you really care about spoilers, this is your 3, 2, 1 moment. We have the Rani, okay? The Rani is now finally back. People have been screaming about the Rani. Oh, the villain's going to be revealed to be the Rani. Mrs. the Rani. Oh, this Joe, whatever her fucking name is the Rani in disguise. It's the Rani, guys. It's the Rani. And now we finally have the Rani. And, yeah, Mrs. Flood is the Rani. Which is something that all of us have speculated amongst lots of other things. Personally, I would have been more impressed if she turned out to be one of those strange pantheonic gods that could bend reality to her will. So, but the Rani, on the other hand, being the amoral scientist that she is, may find a way to do it anyway. So I don't know. Not impressed with the casting. Not impressed with the bi-generation that happens at the end of this, by the way. My wife left you. Now your wife left you. Now you spew your hate all around the universe. Hey, you mug. You absolute retard. I just dropped my wife and her sister and my kids and their kids off at a lovely little park to play out for a couple of hours. And I'm going to pick them up right after this. So suck on it. Anyway, now we're going to have some fun. We're going to take the piss because this show is trash. This show is ridiculous. This is the gayest episode since Rogue. Frankly. This is the gayest episode since Rogue, and Rogue had a gay kiss. This is just pride, gay, all the way through. And again, as I always have to, disclaimer, got no problem with the gays. Be gay, up to you. Totally fine. You do you. I got one of my best friends from 20 years ago, still to this day, I spoke to him yesterday, is gay. So is his boyfriend. I met them first, helped them meet each other. Good times were had, I'm sure. None of them by me, not interested, thank you. What I do not like is the rampant pushing of it, like the ideology of it. I do not like the politicization of it, the cultural Marxism, read wokeness, of prioritizing certain groups against other groups to create class division, but in identity, which we call identity politics or wokeness. There's your definition for the day. We're going to be getting into it. So for the record, any other time I mock anything for being gay in this episode, it is through that lens. Understand? Good. We're going to get into that. As always, I will try to go through the good, the bad, and the unforgivable, the unbearable, the unwatchable, the cringe was off the charts in this episode. We're going to go through the whole thing. We're going to go through it as close to frame by frame as I possibly can without getting this review struck down like the last one did. By the way, fuck you, BBC. Suck my dick and give me my review back, you absolute pricks. Okay? Now, we're going to roll the intro. We're going to get into it. Before I do this, guys, I do need to say one thing. It's a little bit different than what I normally do, and I despise begging in all its forms, but I really don't have a choice at this time. You may have noticed there's a link on the screen here that says Save Dad of the Fans. Okay. Cards on the table. My father had a fall a couple of weeks ago. He was sure he would get better, and convinced me. I've been his nurse for a while now. Finally, a couple of days ago, he had what looked like a stroke when I got him into a wheelchair. It was a seizure. It was a big horrifying thing. Very traumatic experience for me. I'm not joking about this. I'm not going to use words like triggering or anything stupid like that, but Jesus fucking Christ, if you've ever lived through something like that, it is harrowing. He needs a hip replacement, and he has no insurance because he is 83 and cannot get insured. And as a result, I am desperately trying to raise the money to be able to give him the ability to walk again. Otherwise, his alternative is basically to be bedridden for the rest of what will end up probably being quite a short life. And if you have a couple of quid, I'm talking literally that little, it doesn't matter to me, I'll take anything at this point, please do go to this link and donate, because I have no choice. Frankly, I have got nothing. I've got to think about the family's future. What little savings I have would be more or less destroyed by this. I can't do it. I can't make that choice. If you can help me, I would be eternally grateful. Okay? I don't want to go on about this forever and ever and ever, but that's why the link is there. It will be there for the duration. If you are feeling kind of flush maybe, or even just have a couple of bob you can spare, please do donate. Every little helps, and I can get him back on his feet and probably give him a few more years with the second granddaughter that is about to be born. So it would mean the world to me. Really, seriously, it would. So thank you very much in advance. All right, we're going to get on with the review. Let it begin. Let's go. Let's fucking do this. All right. Okay. Where do I begin? Let's do it in the usual order. Good, bad, and then we'll do the full playthrough of the episode effectively. Okay. So, we are going to talk about the good. The good. This is going to be a mileage may vary thing. Gatwa's given a couple of moments in this to actually pretend to be the Doctor. And I mean the modern Doctor, by the way, so all of you classic Whovians out there are gonna get a bit pissed off by this, because he loses his fucking temper in this episode and goes down a pretty dark path, turns at one point into fucking Emperor Palpatine for a little while. I didn't hate it. I don't know why I didn't hate it. I hate him. I can't stand his Doctor. For a couple of seconds there, I was like, oh my god, they actually could have written that, like, there's like the seeds somewhere in here of a good idea. It's not this Eurovision thing, that's trash, but the idea of like a trillion lives on the line, he gets pissed and actually punishes someone for once. I've seen other Doctors do stuff like this, and the point I'm trying to make is it could in better hands. Yeah, I know, guys, I see you in the chat, I know what you're saying, and you're right. I'm just saying, for a brief second, I was like, you know, that could have been good. In a better writer's hands, with a better showrunner, with a better Doctor. That could have been okay. And of course, I realize that if we had all those changes, it wouldn't be this episode. So I realized that that's kind of an irrelevant take. I'm just telling you what I had. Stream of consciousness, that's what I'm thinking. I hated this episode. And I don't want to mix any bones. What's the phrase? Make any bones about it, whatever it is. It is shite. Okay, but that a couple moments like that, I was like, you know what? There's a reality out there somewhere where they did this and actually wrote good episodes, and I wouldn't have hated it because I wouldn't have had all of the episodes leading up to it. But there you go. And yes, he cried. He cried a lot in this episode. Other than that, the only good thing I can really say about this, if you don't agree with me on that one, I don't mind, it's fine. But the only undisputably good thing I can really think of about this episode were a few of the visual effects shots, which were very much like, yeah, mince my words, make any bones about it, that's what I mean. A few of the effect shots were very reminiscent for me of The Last Jedi, in as much as I know what I'm watching is fucking unbearable plot destruction, lore destruction, but wow, it's beautifully shot, you know? There were a couple of moments, there was one particular moment where a whole bunch of people, like 100,000 people, get flung into space and just float like little tiny particles of dust as seen from very far away. It was shot, and with the visual effects, it's not really even shot, it was animated very well. I have to give him credit for that. I hate the episode, but that was very nice to look at in a horrible, horrible kind of way. That is it. That's it. Basically, I hated everyone else. I think actually Varada Sethu was pretty good in her performance in this episode. Much better than I've seen her before. Unfortunately, all she really had to do was be rubbish and useless the entire episode. Yes, there's another spoiler for you guys. Susan Foreman is in this episode a few times. The actress, I can't think of her name, I'm sorry, who played Susan Foreman is in this episode in flashes from inside what looks like Gatwa's TARDIS. Trying to help him, stop him, whatever it was. Yeah, she's in it. She's in it. I don't have a rating for that, good, bad, or whatever. It's nothing. It's a thing. It's like, oh fuck, that's Susan. Okay, so that wouldn't surprise me. They've been trying to tie this back. Please don't use the word serious about this show. Okay. It was interesting to see her. I've looked her up in reference to other videos I've made about the show recently, and recently enough that I recognized her instantly when I saw her. So there you go. The rest of the episode. The bad. The plot. The plot was stupid. Totally stupid. It was an analogy for racism, prejudice in general. We're not sure. There are these people in the episode who are basically like human devils. Like, they've got like goat horns growing out of the backs of their heads, coming over around to the front like this. One of them, the main villain, is this guy who basically looks like if Problematic White Guy had a baby with Donnie Tourette. If you remember who the fuck that clown was. And if you ever watched Nevermind the Buzzcocks, you'll remember that dickhead. The guy who had kind of like a mullet going on, and he was so full of his fucking self and rage quit the show a couple of times. It's like him if he had devil horns and decided to kill 3 trillion people, or whatever the fuck it is, a trillion people. Terrible. Awful, really. Really gay. I saw every single beat, every twist, every mise-en-scène reference in this episode from the second that it appeared on screen. The first time I saw sponsored by Poppy Honey, I was like, that's going to be a thing, isn't it? Poppy Honey. No one invents that for no reason and puts it on screen for 2 seconds. That's a Chekhov's gun. And yeah, I was right. I was right about everything in this. The other thing that I fucking didn't like about this, but doesn't qualify as unforgivable, just really bad, is the fact that the 2 guys who help the Doctor, who, by the way, obviously are in an interracial gay relationship, that becomes clear from the very second that you see them, before they even speak. That part I would put into, unwatchable cringe. But, well, the fact is, the bad thing about them, that's only the bad thing, is the fact that they happen to be the world's greatest nurse. Like, the world's greatest nurse, who seems to be an even better nurse than Belinda Chandra. Now, in recent episodes, we've seen Belinda Chandra be capable of things that only an incredibly talented and very experienced consultant doctor would be able to diagnose. This guy's better. This guy can do anything. This guy can bring people back from the dead if the technology's right. And then there's his husband, or whatever the fuck they're supposed to be, boyfriend or whatever. And he just happens to be the exact fucking fuck yous. Don't tell me how to talk on my own damn channel, buddy. If you don't like it, get the shit out of here. Anyway, yeah, so this guy happens to be like the physicist of the gods, who is capable of turning almost any technology into any other piece of technology, and it turns out he worked on the show, which is how he was able to afford the posh seats, which is how he gets involved in the plot, actually. But the reality of it is, if he was working on the show, he'd probably have backstage already, right? If he created the technology that allowed them to have the show on this space station without anybody dying of oxygen starvation or gravity withdrawal. Sorry, Mavity. That's all the way through this episode. Said about half a dozen times. Fucking Mavity. The goddamn cringe factor is off the charts here, man. They're even tying it to those unbearably stupid, bloody David Tennant episodes where he falls temporarily in love with brown fucking Isaac Newton. My God, the stuff that they are teaching to children these days, it really boils my piss, man. So that's a thing. It's just contrived beyond belief. These characters are not characters. They are there for two reasons. Somehow, they're a little bit likable. A little bit, at times. Most of the time, they're a walking Deus Ex Machina. And a walking telegraphing of the gay agenda. So, alright, whatever. Politicize whatever the hell you like about it. Yeah. Do what you say. Say Mavity as many times as you bloody want. I don't care. We're just going to go ahead and laugh at all of this cringe. Now, there we go. We're going to have some fun. It's time really now. I think that's all of the bad. Oh, that guy, what's his fucking name? The reality guy, the guy who's actually a real person from like Strictly Come Dancing. Rylan Clark. Yeah, I didn't know who this guy is. I was wondering who the guy with the plastic teeth was. And the fake tan and the plastic everything and the fake hair and the incredibly camp performance for a guy who claims to be straight and married. But yeah, he's in it, and it's kind of well, it's lame. It's lame and gay. It's about as gay as a straight man can be. He was pretty funny when he was just allowed to be himself. I feel like they added some lines for him. Like he was allowed to ad-lib a little bit, and that might be kind of fun. But he was used as this sort of vector of greatness that I don't think the guy deserves. I don't know who he is, for example. Okay, I haven't lived in the UK for 8 years, but who are you? Graham Norton's in it as a hologram twice. He's the guy who finally tells them that the Earth gets destroyed. Oh! Yes, I just remembered. This is the thing I really needed to remember because it was driving me crazy from the very second that Belinda Chandra walks out of the TARDIS and recognizes Rylan Clark. Okay? The Earth, as established in canon by RTD, is supposed to survive to the year, what? 5 billion or something when it finally goes supernova, just burns up, and that's the end of the Earth, right? That's the canon from series 1. Okay. James Opp, you stone cold legend, for $5 says he donated to the Give Send Go for my dad. What the fuck? Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. James Opp just donated 55,000 pesos, which I'm pretty sure is $1,000, yeah. $1,000. I genuinely don't know what the fuck to do, man. Maybe you wanted it to be anonymous. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. God bless you, man. I don't know what to say. That's amazing, man. Thank you so much. No homo, yeah, love you too, man. Fuck my life. That's outstanding, man. That's outstanding. Oh my god. He's watching. He's watching for sure. I can hear myself downstairs, so Yeah, you put a decimal point in the wrong place. Holy shit. Oh, God, you got me choked up on a live stream. No one's ever managed to do that before. Oh. Dude, I got to talk to you after the stream. All right. I can't believe that. That is amazing. You angel. You wonderful human being, man. That is incredible. Whew. Give me a second. I'm just gonna I'm gonna shut off my camera for a second. Just compose myself a moment, all right? And I'll be right back. That's outrageous, man. What did you do? You know, the most amazing thing about this is the fact that I've seen a lot of people donating quite large amounts of money. They've all come from this YouTube channel. I've seen some friends donate. I've seen some family. No family yet. Complicated. Donate. The people who have gone crazy and done what you've just done, that kind of thing, not to this level, but damn close. So thank them as well. They're all just Will of the fans. It's astonishing. I can't believe it. Man, you blew me away there. I don't know what to say. I'll talk to you afterwards. Everybody get over to the link and hit the heart on that donation. Alright. Oh my god, brother. I completely forgot my own point now. My god, that was amazing. Alright, I know what it was. Right, we'll carry on. Professionalism, Will. Come on. Poof, poof, come on, let's do this. Alright. We are going to have to talk about the fact that this episode makes no excuse at any point for the fact that Rylan is alive. Okay? Now, you may say, but Will, he's cryogenically frozen. It's the first scene in the show. It's played for laughs, but it's totally there. That's great. So are you telling me then, people who would defend this crap anyway, James up, are you telling me that fucking, I still can't believe that. Are you telling me that this motherfucker was lucky enough to cryogenically freeze himself and then get transported off-world on or before the exact day that the Earth disintegrates suddenly and no one knows why? There's no possible sensible reason for this. I was waiting and I realized this immediately. I stopped the show right after the credits and spoke to my dad, still laid up in bed, of course. I was watching it in his bedroom with him, to say, there's no way this guy's alive. This song contest is an Earth thing. But we've established in this very series that the Earth is long forgotten. By like the year, what was it, 500,000? Okay, we're only 900 years later. So it's 2925. So we're exactly 900 years from today. And the Graham Norton bot tells them the Earth disintegrated. And no one knows why. Cause unknown. It's even played like unknown with echo. So cause unknown, nobody saw it coming. Still somehow, culture survived. We haven't invaded the universe yet. There are humans everywhere in this fucking episode. There are humans running the show. There's a lady with dwarfism. She's running the whole bloody show. Rylan Clark is not the most important of us. How did he get cryogenically frozen? This was played for laughs and nobody noticed it. Nobody noticed that this episode of Doctor Who is breaking the recent canon. Hang on, man. I'll get this thing out of my mouth. Nobody realized that this show is breaking the recent canon that was established just 3 episodes ago in The Well, that the Earth definitely is gone. It disintegrated, although for some reason we still had pyramids and the Eiffel Tower and stuff floating through space in episode 1. They've got no concept of continuity. I think this is the most amateur hour shit I've seen in the whole series so far. There's been a lot of it, but they were able to mostly maintain their own continuity, apart from, of course, the gigantic lunacy that is the plot of episode 4. Yeah. with Lucky Day, where the guy doesn't believe in aliens after having lived through the entire RTD1 era. It's insanity. They just don't care. They just don't care about the fucking canon. They'll evoke anything they want from the classic show, but it's like they want you to forget 2005, 2007. The fact that the Doctor Who was on the telly then. These things happened. Aliens of London. It happened. The Titanic nearly crashing. The giant star in the sky. The Sycorax invasion. It all happened. The giant fucking mass extinction of the human species at the pores of Sutek. And then the subsequent revival that happened sometime later. All of this is appalling. Atrocious. Appalling. Alright, before we get into this any longer, we have been going for about 25 minutes at this point, and I need to get into the show. So we're going to go right ahead and we're going to go through the show. If anybody else feels like they would like to try to help, I don't care if it's £2. I don't care if it's whatever. Please hit the link and help my dad. He's laid up in bed. I'm his nurse. It's not the most glamorous of jobs, as I'm sure you can imagine. I can save his life with this, so thank you. And once again, James up. Never in my life did I ever think I would see something like that. You blow me away, buddy. Okay. Here we go. So we're into the first few moments. We're on this space station that it was not loading. Great. There you go. There's the copyright. There's the copyright. Thank you, Disney, you fucking useless platform. So we're on this space station. It's really early on. You get a shot of it. It's called the Harmony Arena. It's Wembley in space. All right. And, you know, there's all this glam. It's glitz. The whole episode is like this, by the way. This woman walks up and this dude gets out of a cryogen, goes, all right, babe, what year is it? What time is it? How are my teeth? He looks in the mirror. There's a cringe little shot of him looking at his own teeth in the mirror. And they look fake as fuck. I missed it. Whatever. We're going to crack on. The immortal Rylan. He is announced as being from cryogenic sleep too, which means that there are people in the audience who would know him. Which means this has been going on for a while. This is an annual thing, right? He wakes up from cryogenic freeze and immediately, this ain't like Austin Powers, baby. He immediately walks out onto stage as camp as you like, flouncing his way along the damn stage like some kind of... Well, I mean, honestly, I can't believe this guy's not gay. But alright, whatever. All these people are there. They're from multi-planetary, blah, blah. All of them are humanoids. There's these people in these things that, to me, look like the Senate pods from Star Wars. But, okay. They're all in there, and the TARDIS materializes inside one of them. They run out. They're like, whoa, what the hell's this? The doctor says, oh, I just need 2 minutes. And I feel like at this point that's a parody. Like, that's a meta commentary on the fact that every time he says that, they end up sucked into some stupid adventure, even if it's just for his own damn narcissism, like the fucking African episode was. They got to get the Vindicator aligned, and we'll get you back to Earth. He thinks everything's great, blah, blah, blah. Then she recognizes Rylan, and the whole thing collapses instantly, because, again, if the Earth is destroyed in next week, right? Next week, if the Earth is destroyed on the 24th of May, how the fuck is Rylan alive to be cryogenically frozen, saved, and kept to uphold the tradition of the once Eurovision, now Interstellar Song Contest, which is an earthly tradition, while no one else can find any trace of the human race much later in time? There are no people off-world in 2025, apart from maybe a few people Elon hasn't saved. So, seriously, this makes no sense. There is no way this is possible to happen. Like, you can give me all the meta-textual, meta-narrative bullshit that you want. You can be a fucking Last Jedi fan and try and write the script for the author, who, by the way, is Juno Dawson, a man who thinks he's a woman. There is no way I'm going to believe you. There is no way I'm going to be able to accept this, because this guy should be dead. No one should remember the Eurovision Song Contest if the Earth died in 2025. Okay? And yes, Matt, the Silent Wee Music Kin, Mrs. Flood, is the Rani. I've already spoiled it for everybody. It is very funny too, by the way, yes, bunch of Wallies, when Susan Foreman rocks up in the episode and refers to Gatwa as her grandfather. It is bonkers. We're going to go ahead right now and crack into this. We're going to go ahead. Alright, so there he is. We're going to have some songs. It's all gay. It's all mega, mega gay. They realise where they are and they go, she goes, oh, let's stay. He goes, yeah, we're staying. And the credits roll. There you go. Juno Dawson. Look him up if you want. You will discover very quickly. Okay, so we are now here. We've got all these humans, because I don't see any other explanation given for who they are. There's no exposition on what race these people are. They're humans, okay? If you don't tell me anything, they are humans. That's Doctor Who, okay? If you don't tell me they're another race, or they don't have any weird disfigurements or alien bits on them, they are humans, okay? And we have the entire show, by the way, being run by a dwarf. There's your diversity dwarf. Check that box. Yep, the lady in charge is a short-haired, faded, white dwarf woman. These are Earthlings. I'm sorry, these are Earthlings. These are humans. You're supposed to make me believe that there are just these humans that are in space 900 years after the Earth was destroyed. The only way this works is if it's already canon that the Doctor stops the Rani. But it's not. Otherwise, they would be able to get to Earth. You've broken your logic, RTD. You've broken Doctor Who. Frankly. So she's giving him some... she tells him she wants some ore, and he goes, oh. She goes, no, ore. Like, awesome. You know, and so he's like, oh, there's 1 trillion people watching this around the universe. 1 trillion people, and that's going to be a very important thing. So don't forget, there's 1 trillion people apparently watching this, which is hilarious because Doctor Who can't even get 2 million to watch this. Madness. Humans with lanyards, yeah, exactly. These are humans, bitches. This is TV. This is Earth television. Right, it carries on. And then there's an advertisement. And this was the Chekhov's gun of the episode, when I realized they were advertising something called Poppy Honey, which is, I don't know if I can find a shot of it. I'll try, but I don't know if I'll be able to. No, I won't be able to. It's somewhere, yeah. So it turns out that there's this, there you go, you can sort of see it there. There's this honey that's made from poppies, and I was like, what the fuck is this, Dad? Like, is that like morphine or something? Is this morphine honey? No, actually, the poppy honey is an extra, it doesn't matter. It's a flavor. It's not even the real article, but whatever. This poppy honey apparently is a huge deal in the world. There's a flag there that looks like the Brazilian flag with an eye on it. I just noticed that. That's weird. That's weird. Anyway, we pass over, and of course, this is Mrs. Flood. She, of course, is there. She's spying on the Doctor. She's hoping he's taken Vindicator readings. She's very, very happy that he has. He's like, this proves that the Earth survives. Okay, I guess that's not true, because the Earth dies. So that's bollocks. They're talking shit about Eurovision and how great it is, which is cringe, because everybody in the world knows Eurovision is bullshit. Alright, let's crack ahead. We get to these two chaps here. These two fellas. There's a white guy and a black guy. And they are a couple. Because of course they are. And they're about to break up, it seems. They're just about to have like a full-blown lesbian breakup. You know, one of them's going to have to hire a U-Haul and move out of the other's house and whatever it is. No, it can't be lesbians because they're around roughly the same age. So that's definitely not a thing. Anyway, they're gay. They're super duper gay. Okay. We've established that there's the main other two characters in this are gay. The thing you can see on the bottom, that's this thing with the mask that I'm hovering over, but will almost certainly fail to get an actual frame of. Basically ignores them and says phase 1 complete and buggers off. As we head back to, yeah, Telly Central the bridge of this ship, by the way. UP or Upshot says, for 25 euros, sorry I'm late, this is for your dad, God bless you. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you very much. When that clears, I will be sure to use it. Appreciate you for that. Very much so. Big love and God bless. So we are now here. Thank you, Eris Rhoda, for sharing the link in the chat, by the way. No. 55,000 pesos is not 2,000 pounds. It's about 800, 900. But regardless, it's still a hell of a fucking lot of money. So James Obb, massive respect for that. Okay, 1 second. Okay, we cut to the bridge of this station where the television show is being produced, where the little dwarf villain, no, she's not a villain, where the little dwarf woman is running the show, and this guy walks in. Now this guy, I don't know what he's supposed to be. I don't know why he is portrayed as this sort of 2000s post-punk rock punk guy with horns that grow out of the back of his head. Now the fact that it's the back of his head is actually really important. He parades himself around much like a Donny Tourette style character. Somehow, and this is never explained, how exactly this guy got the technology to do what he's about to do. At no point is this explained at all. Okay, so anyway, this guy's Who the Hellion. Have I ever considered going on the Sense Sphere live stream? I don't know. I don't know what that is. He says, who the Hellion? So it turns out that they're this race, this space race of humanoids with horns called Hellions, from a planet imaginatively called Hellia. Because, guys, it's important to remember that we here are not from Earth. We're not from Sol 3. We're from Humana, the planet Humania. Humania. That's where we're from. That's why we're called humans. That's how it works. Okay. Anyway, for whatever reason, all these people, despite the fact that the TARDIS is not there, the Doctor's not there, all these people are speaking English to each other, which again would imply that England survived, that English survived, even though the Earth burned up and disintegrated in 2025. Fuck. So anyway, this guy is a Hellion. He's from this planet called Hellia, where basically it turns out everybody was vilified, rather, and hated because this guy basically is Donny Tourette. Yeah, he's Donny Tourette. And they hated them because they had horns. They thought they looked demonic. Apparently they're cannibals. They do all this stuff. It's all this racism allegory about these people that doesn't make any fucking sense at all. But for whatever reason, oh, by the way, they're multiracial too. They're not all white. And we'll get to that. So anyway, he's decided he's going to seize control of this place. How? Don't know. With what technology? Don't know. No idea. Anyway, no one is responding down here on stage, so Rylan tries to run the show himself. By the way, there's a cat woman in it. She's French. She's French. She's speaking French because French has also survived. Now, you might be able to convince me that it's just telly that's the reason everyone's speaking English when the Earth burned up and disintegrated in 2025, and we're supposed to understand them even though the TARDIS is not there to translate for us because the Doctor is not there to talk to them for the translation to happen. But everyone's speaking English anyway because it's telly, baby, it's telly. But English and French? 900 years after the Earth disintegrates for unknown reasons. Bullshit. Okay? Anyway, we see an earlier version of RTD's favourite race, the cat people. The French cat people, apparently. There's all these people. He says, let's say hello to some contestants. We meet this woman. Her name is Cora something, doesn't really matter. And she's there. She's a singer. She's looking forward to singing. She's going to have a good old time. She's really looking forward to it. She's got a African warrior queen, you know, collar on and a really long neck and a bald head with a wig. Or whatever it is. And there it is, though. She's there. And you might wonder to yourself, well, why has she got that wig on? That's interesting. Well, we'll find out, won't we? Meanwhile, Donnie Tourette is holding the whole place hostage somehow, even though somehow he's managed to take possession of the guards too. They're all at arms. They're going to hold everybody hostage. So he's holding the whole show hostage, except he's not actually holding the whole show hostage. He is straight up intending to kill every single person watching this. 1 trillion people in revenge for how fucking awful everybody has been to his race because they have horns, and that means that they're devils. This is the girl. She's been working there. She was hired because the dwarf lady is not a racist, so she decided to give her a job even though she had devil horns. And that's the thing. She regrets. She comes to regret it. This guy, he's an absolute prick. He keeps calling everybody baby. To be fair, everybody keeps calling everybody babe or baby or babes or something in this episode, including Gatwa. It's cringe. She says, nice frame, she says, you can't broadcast the dress rehearsal from last night because Rylan was still in cryogenic freeze. He says, no one cares. We're just going to broadcast it. We'll put out a story that he's got food poisoning. No one's going to know the difference. Okay, so they're going to play the dress rehearsal instead of the actual show so that no one notices anything is wrong, while slowly they shut everything down. Doc notices it immediately and jumps out of his pod or whatever it is that's going on. I can't find it. Where is it? There we go. So this bitch gets up, by the way, and starts singing a song called I Love You But My Heart Says No. This is pure Eurovision filth, okay? That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even begin to make sense. I love you, but my heart says no. That's like a binary opposition. That is complete and total crap. I mean, okay, yes, we all know love comes from the brain and not the heart, blah, blah, blah. But a song called I Love You But My Heart Says No. Utter horseshit. Utter horseshit. It makes about as much sense as Miley Cyrus singing that she could buy herself flowers. What's the point, you stupid bitch? No one else is buying you flowers. All that does is tell you you're a loser. It's the same kind of logic here. I love you, but my heart says no. Okay, then. Great. Then you don't love him, do you? Because by our nomenclature of the heart and our iconography of the heart as the love muscle or whatever it is, then your heart says yes if you love him, but your brain says no. Sorry, it just frustrated me. I know I'm being a bit anal about this, but it fucking pissed me off. So anyway, the doctor has decided at this point that he's going to jump out of the pod and get underneath it. I'm trying to find a fucking shot of it. There it is. He opens a panel on the front of it and starts fucking around with the controls. Somehow it turns out that every single one of these pods has a direct control mechanism tied to the gravity bubble that is holding everybody in on this space station with an open sky above them, like an arena. So they're all in there by the protection of a big bubble of oxygen and gravity. Sorry, mavity, as they keep saying. And for some reason, the doctor is able to tinker with this from the control of his pod that he's sitting in. And Farsight says, donated to you, Will. I appreciate you greatly for that. I really, really do. Thank you very much. Anonymous giver, I see what you did, and I appreciate it. Thank you. So anyway, there we go. Yeah, Belle, I think there might be a blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really matter. Everything suddenly goes red. The bubble that's protecting them against the open space sky suddenly opens, and all these people... Oh, there's a cringe line. There's a real cringe line, actually, when Donnie Tourette wannabe guy turns around and says, do you know what my favourite type of music is? Pop. And then the bubble pops. So everybody gets sucked out into space. And that's around about the time you get that shot I was talking about. I'll see if I can find it. There it is. So this, I think, is a beautiful shot. I know it's Doctor Who and it's lame and gay, but the problem is it's lame and gay. But the shot is good. Like, really, it's quite good. Anyway, so 100,000 people get sucked out into space. They are all dead, as far as we know. Ryland's out there too, and he goes full Star-Lord and gets frozen and basically dies. Well, he doesn't die. Spoilers. Anyway, Belinda suddenly realizes how fucked she is and starts crying because the doctor's been sucked out too. So he's been sucked out. Everybody's been sucked out. The doctor thinks that she's been sucked out. And for the rest of the episode, basically, for the rest of the episode, both he and Belinda think the other one is dead. And that informs a lot of their actions. So anyway, here we are. He's got this thing. By the way, the guy has procured rather. What is it? Where is it? Where is it? His doomsday device is a delta wave. It's in some red cube thing. Don't know how he got it. Don't know how he did anything, actually. Maybe it's here, actually. Yeah, there it is. It gets brought in. Here's your thing. He's got a delta wave, which is a thing that's been used in Doctor Who before. Phase 3 basically is a signal that will annihilate everybody watching. So 1 trillion people will die. Right. So Belinda meets Cora, who also somehow survived, and her manager, it seems, who, you know, they're talking about everything that's gone to shit, and they can't actually contact anyone to tell them what's going on because the place is under a closed communications deal because they don't want anyone to be able to gamble on the results and get potential spoilers. So everything, yeah, I know, sucked off. I was very careful not to say that, Cuntington. I know. But yeah, thank you. So it's all exposition. The manager guy, who apparently seems to have abilities way beyond his job role, is fiddling with the controls, fiddling with the communications, trying to figure out how to get them saved or something. And basically they're fucked. There's no way to communicate. By the way, this random little creature from fucking... what was that game called? Spore? The Will Wright game that he made after he made like SimCity and The Sims and that, and he made some game where you could basically create any species you wanted and see how they would do evolutionarily. Yeah, that. One of these is singing some unbearably cringe little song. I can't even remember what it's called. Anyway, Belinda's doing a nut. Like, she's literally trapped in space. She realizes her mum and dad are just going to wait for her to come home forever. No one understands her because, of course, she's out of time. She's not from this place. She's a human. I guess everyone else is a human too, but except for, well, this lady, because it will turn out very quickly what's up. Anyway, we proceed through. It turns out that the Doctor has survived, and this is going to be really hard to track. He's in space when all of a sudden... Where is it? I'm going to have to play it. I'm going to have to play it in little fits and starts or something to try and felt the BBC. But basically, as he's floating through space, very Star-Lord-ish, very Guardians of the Galaxy 1, ice is slowly covering him. Along with everybody else, he's just aimlessly floating there. And you're thinking, well, that should be pretty bad. He's probably dead. To be fair, if you're me, when the moment that you got sucked out, I went, yay, he's dead. Yeah. So there's that. It's going to be really annoying. Disney is going to fucking grab this. I'm going to have to cut this out later, but whatever. There it is. Flash on the screen. Go back, go back. It's on the screen for like, not even, maybe 1 second. And, yes, MagesGuild, me too, buddy, me too. When she started having responses to the racism of the way that the Hellions were treated, I knew as well, buddy. Right there and then. I predicted every beat of this plot. The honey, the Hellions, everything. Anyway, Susan Foreman is here. I recognized her immediately because, again, I looked her up not that long ago to see what she looks like in case she showed up in the show because they kept teasing it. So yeah, here she is. She's there. She says, "You gotta find me." He snaps out of it. The ice shatters off him, and then these two guys, the two gays, are looking at him, and then there's the most unbelievably stupidly cringe thing you've ever seen in your life. Okay, this is a confetti cannon that they have been using through the show. As soon as I saw it, I paused it. I turned to my dad. I said, "Oh no, please tell me in the gayest episode since Rogue, the Doctor's going to do only possibly the gayer thing that he could do rather than just kissing another man. He's going to use the propulsion of a fucking confetti cannon to blaze a trail of sparkling sparkles across the space as he propels himself back onto the space station, isn't he? Isn't he? That's what he's gonna fucking do, isn't he? Moron! Muppet! What the shit? Who wrote this cringe? Yes, I'm not wrong. He is, in fact, propelling himself back into the space station with a confetti fucking cannon. He then rocks up and greets these dudes and immediately... No, wait, that's him. Yeah, he says, "Ah, fuck. Goddamn Disney! Goddamn Disney, I fucking hate you, Disney!" Yeah, he says, tries to say something and immediately passes out. Okay? Okay. Now, at this exact moment, the black fella in the gay couple tells the white fella to get him a first aid kit off the wall. How lucky that he was there. He says, "It's alright, sweetheart, I've got you." Yes, there's a lot of sweethearting as well as babying in this. And he detects the binary vascular system, says, "Oh wow, you're amazing. Oh, very clever." He says, "2 hearts, you show off." It's not on the screen. The gay white dude says to the gay black dude that he's never seen him work before. He said, "Good, because that would mean you're very ill." He gives Gatwa the old EpiPen, and Gatwa springs back to life. Immediately, you have these 3 benders in the room having a bounce off each other. He says it's 100,000 dead. We've established by this point, by the way, that they're not dead. For some reason, they're not dead. We find out the reason that they're not dead is because when Gatwa was underneath his pod, he was able to triple the size of the Mavity bubble. So they're all actually still alive. He's worried about Belinda. Belinda's worried about him. Doesn't know what to do. They say there's the most 4TV line you've ever heard from a fucking script in your life. The black gay fella who's not shooting Gatwa says, if you were going to reach 100,000 people and catch them and revive every single one of them, you would have to be some kind of an insane genius. Okay, it's like the most TV line you've ever heard. You've got to be some kind of insane genius. PTD for 25 quid. Says, "Hope your dad gets better soon." Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I really do. And that is massively, massively from the bottom of my heart. You have no idea like what we're going through at the moment. And I hope you have no idea. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. Being your father's wet nurse is not the best job. But it's not about me. He can't move. He's stuck in bed for the rest of his fucking life if I don't save him. And you guys are helping massively. If you can, donate through the Give Send Go, because YouTube will not be able to touch that. So thank you. But, oh my god, PTD, thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. Well, I assume man. But there you go. Anyway, yeah, so we've got this cringe line. "You gotta be some kind of insane genius." By the way, everyone in this episode is British. Just pointing it out. So there we go. Anyway, yeah, okay. Apologies to Sean Kerr if my dismissal of gay people seems like it's against you. It's not against you. Once again, I did do a disclaimer at the start. No issue with gay guys or gals, whatever. I don't care. Do whatever you like. That's fine. What I fucking despise is the non-stop beating into the brains of the viewers of the politicization and ideology that gay is better, that gay is great, that every character in this episode is fucking gay. And it is that I oppose. So when I use terms like this gay dude and this gay dude, it is because the show is not letting you forget. So why should I? That's the reason. I hope you understand. If you're offended, I understand if you want to go away. But honestly, I've had enough of this. So I use the derogatory language as a way of insulting the agenda, not the person. I have friends who do the same thing, and they are in a gay couple themselves, and they fucking hate this too. So I completely understand. If I've offended you, I do apologize. I'm not going to stop, because it is not going to stop doing this to me and everybody else who is sick of it. and that is just my way of responding. I understand you, and I completely understand that you know as well as I do that it's not an accurate portrayal of gay men at all, which is another thing I find insulting. And I'm not trying to virtue signal here or stand up for gay men or anything like that. You guys are big enough and ugly enough to handle your own business, and that's what I am in favor of. Leave it the fuck alone. We don't need constant reminders of people's goddamn sexuality, all right, or their race or anything. We're fine. And we all basically like each other. So stop with the fucking division. Anyway, there we are. So these two guys, they're saying the most cringe line of dialogue ever. They say he's got to be an insane genius. He turns around and says, hello, I'm the doctor. It's contrived as fuck. We are 55% uploaded of the Delta Wave, which will kill people. That's right. There's pronouns in this episode too. Yes, they talk about Cora St. Bavier from Trion. And the woman who's running the show, the little dwarf woman who's running the show, she refers to her as Cora St. Bavier. She, her. Get in the sea. Get in the sea. Anyway, they decide that her song is going to be the one that's going to be playing when the bomb goes off and kills everybody watching. Meanwhile, Doc is trying to talk to people. They're talking about the planet Hellia, the Hellions. They're talking about the various things. Hell poppies. There were fields of them. It was stunning, but it's ruined, and they say they did it to themselves. That's all propaganda. It's all corporate propaganda by the company. He unlocks the signal and finds out what it is that they're uploading, and it nearly deafens all of them. There's a very long and very kind of annoying scene where they're just sitting there screaming at each other. Doc manages to blow up the panel with the sonic screwdriver. He's bleeding from the nose, realizes this is going to be an extinction level event. There's going to be 1 trillion people that are killed. These two have a big hug, as if you somehow hadn't realized yet that they're a couple. They tell each other they love each other and have a big old hug. And for fucking once, Gatwa is the one who tells them time and a place, boys. The guy who spent an entire episode in the last series chasing a strange alien sausage to the point that he almost got his assistant killed is telling them time and a place. No. That is not a thing. No. Can't whatever. He, gets involved. It turns out that this guy, as we go, because I can't remember the order of things happen, so I'm just going to tell you things. While this guy is super nurse, like he can bring people back from the fucking dead. I'm not talking about the EpiPen, by the way. I'm talking about much later. This guy just happens to have been a technician who provided the space bubble technology that provided them with the show. So, yay! We've got the two most useful people who could possibly have run into. It's pure luck, man. Pure luck that these two guys didn't get in because the doctor and fucking, I said Martha, Belinda stole their seats. So there you go. Anyway, he realizes it's the Hellions too, the manager, because apparently he's incredibly talented as well, even though he's just a pop music manager. It's like expecting fucking Diddy to be able to get you out of a situation like this. All right. I don't think so, buddy. Maybe the locks on his house were very secure. They'd have to be, right? Anyway, so they're talking about Hellions again. These guys are now talking about Hellions. He says, like, oh, they do cannibalism and witchcraft. And this woman suddenly says, well, she's not very impressed. She says, people always judge species they don't understand. So I thought that there were one of two scenarios playing out here. One, she's black, so it's a race thing and they're just saying it for the sake of saying it. Or much more likely, she's actually a Hellion and she's hiding her horns. And I was right. She is a Hellion and she is hiding her horns under that ludicrous hairdo. Anyway, whatever. They continue here. There's blah blah blah. They end up in the museum. He's got your boy here working on some tech for him. The Doctor keeps saying this line like, "If only I had a space technician," and then, "Oh, I'm that." "If only I had a medical marvel." "Oh, I'm that." Okay, buddy, whatever you say. So as they're proceeding, they manage to awaken the hologrammatic version of Graham Norton, and Gatwa is starstruck, apparently. They talk about Earth. There you go. There's Norton doing his line. "The Interstellar Song Contest that started on Earth now spans the entire universe." He literally tells them that this space version of the Eurovision Song Contest came from Earth. Okay? Once again, this guy is the same guy who later in the episode will tell them exactly that Earth disintegrated next week. The 24th of May, 2025. The day they can't get back to. The day that all the things are floating in space. Because the Earth disintegrated. He tells them that at the same time as telling them that the Eurovision Song Contest and its principal announcer or host, Rylan Clark, both survived. Where Rylan was cryogenically frozen to be wheeled out every year for this, the space version of this song contest came from Earth. Earth that was disintegrated in 2025. This cannot have happened. This did not happen. This is impossible. This is an impossible thing. Even for Doctor Who. Impossible. There are 2 episodes left, and they are both the finale. And we are going to get a lead into that at the end of this. So Belinda would love this, blah, blah, blah. We get another shot of Susan warning him not to go overboard or whatever. He finally gets into contact with Donnie, whatever is Donnie Tourette, wannabe Hellion man. And they're talking. At this point, Belinda realizes that... oh, his name is Kid, by the way, because he's an orphan. Because his parents were killed. Because everyone was killed on this planet. Because they're totally innocent, actually. And I could have told you that they were totally innocent from the minute somebody started talking shit about them. But anyway, the Doctor talks to Hellion Man. And he says, "You did this. You're threatening 3 million people." He says, "If you come anywhere near the gallery, I'll basically blast you all into space." And the Doctor replies that he can run, he can whimper all he wants, but the Doctor is going to taken him. He says, "I'm going to find you, and when I do, I will cast your body out into the void." It's all reminding him a bit of the Time War, but it's not earned. Gatwa is a gay... Sorry, I meant that in a derogatory way. He is an incredibly flamboyant character who has been a parody of gayness for so long that it is impossible to take him seriously when he does tough. However, I didn't mind it because I kept thinking another Doctor could have done this better. So I was somewhere between almost appreciating it and being even angrier for it. So I guess I did mind it. I keep trying to say that I didn't mind it, but every time I talk about it, it makes me angry. So there you go. Anyway, she's disgusted. He's threatened him. Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really matter. Then we have the reveal that she knows an awful lot about Hellions. It turns out that she is, in fact, a Hellion herself. Where is it? I'm going to have to play it. 1 second. I have to be very, very wary of the BBC now. There you go. She's got the 2 horns on the back of her head that were cut off by force, apparently. There's never any further context given for that. I don't know who did it. Don't know why. But she's from their planet, and that's the reason why they decided that they were going to use her song to fuck the universe. So anyway, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. By the way, her manager, who also is a black dude, suddenly decides that he wants nothing to do with her. He says, "When we're done here, I'm done with you, basically. You're a fucking Hellion, you're one of them, you know, and all the racism. Turns out the planet was invaded by the corporation. The corporation. Not at all a anti-capitalist message there. But, okay, whatever. They're completely confused by this, by the way, the left. They don't know what to support. They hate corporations, but they side with them every day. Alright? You're insane. So anyway, it turns out the planet was invaded for honey by the corporation that makes Poppy Honey, who are sponsoring this show, which is why they've chosen this show. Guess that makes sense. But yeah, so basically the honey comes from poppies, but it wasn't actually the honey. They actually only invaded them for a flavor of honey, a honey flavoring. Yeah, that's it. So basically they had this honey and they didn't want anyone else to be able to have it, so they wiped out the planet. They razed it to the ground and they spread rumors that the Hellions are in fact devil spawn. He won't help her. He wants nothing to do with her. You know, it's fucking cringe. It's this racism shit, you know. First of all, I'm wondering how there are humans in this universe in 2925. Secondly, I'm wondering why everyone isn't the same color by this point, because surely if these asshole globalist leftist fucking race grifting shitheads get their agenda, everyone will be the same color by 900 years from now. So the fact that they're not means they lost, I guess. It doesn't make sense. Even if you left the planet, the worldwide culture to its own devices, people would gravitate towards becoming the same color. It's inevitable. As a person who has little brown babies myself, I can tell you, it is inevitable. Opposites attract. And Filipinos are pretty irresistible. Anyway, he's, oh, if only I had an expert in triangulation. Yeah, he does. Right there. So this guy's going to help. They're both telling him, by the way, they'll do anything for him. Oh no, that's later. It's cringe. Anyway, she's going to sing her song. She's going to come out and sing. We're at 99%. And suddenly it all goes tits up. For whatever reason, oh yeah, here we are. The Doctor is in the bridge. He's made it to the bridge. We don't know how he's done it. He's there. He talks some serious shit to Donnie Tourette, who shoots him straight through the chest. Like, literally just shoots him. Bang. Okay? But it's a hologram. Oh, no. Holograms, they can't hurt people, though. So how's he supposed to... Furious Dan, thank you very much for the $2. And says, good morning, Will. How's your dad doing? Same as yesterday, buddy. He's on antithrombolytics. He's on like 4 types of medication for his heart. 1 for anti-seizure. Urinary stuff that he was already on. But more of that. And he's been prescribed tramadol, which I'm very hesitant to give him. But a combination of things are keeping him alright. Mostly. And I have, you know, all the equipment that I might need. So anyway, the Doctor's here now. He's going to be as callous as you've ever seen him. It really is like heartless Doctor mode, which is unearned. Thank you, by the way, Furious Dan. 1 second, guys. Oh, I've been talking for a straight hour. So now, you know, basically, instead of just shooting him like he did last time, now the Doctor's got hold of the cube, the fucking Delta Wave cube, and he throws it up in the air and uses the Sonic to destroy it. So the threat is gone. Now he decides that he's not actually happy with the result, and he still feels the need to punish this guy for threatening trillions of people after the genocide of the Time Lords. So there's that. So he puts on this magic glove, and the guy who is an expert, apparently a bigger expert than the Doctor himself in holograms, is able to produce hard light holograms that can hurt. So whenever the Doctor squeezes his fist closed, I don't know if I can show you, whenever he goes like this, a hologram shows up and fucking BBC and Disney, and electrocutes him. So before long, this guy is on the ground as the Doctor is electrocuting him over and over again, and the vision of Susan is trying to tell him to stop. And this is Emperor Palpatine. He has gone Emperor Palpatine. He is just like heartlessly fucking electrocuting this guy over and over and over again. Hard light is from Red Dwarf. Yes, correct, Jeremy Frank. That is a straight up theft from Red Dwarf, the hard light hologram. That's right. It's able now to electrocute people. Belinda walks in, and there's the shot from the thumbnail. kind of catches him red-handed torturing a guy. Yes, the guy was going to kill 3 trillion or trillion people, but you know, now Doctor's like, oh my god, I got caught doing this. He was crying the whole time, by the way, while he was doing it. He hasn't killed him. They send him off to get to prison, and that's it. And the galaxy needs to be told about the corporation who totally stole our planet and burned it to the ground. And god, I can't believe there's this much of the episode left and we've already defeated the bad guy. This guy goes to prison. Doctor threatens him again, tells him the ice you put in my heart, maybe it's forever. By the way, thank you, Furious Dan, for you're talking about Black Doctor screwed. Yeah, indeed. So thank you very much. And he's like, oh, I'm never going to get rid of the ice you put in my heart. You put this ice in my heart. It's never going to go away now. You watch yourself. Maybe I'll get you one day. So he's still threatening the guy. Now the story is about how scary it was for Belinda to watch him do this. And he decides, Rylan, oh, Rylan, we can get Rylan. He's suspended in space. Perfectly suspended in space. Because, of course, he's cryogenically frozen. So this is nothing to him, being effectively cryogenically frozen in the vacuum of space. Except it's not quite the vacuum of space. It's more like the upper atmosphere or whatever remaining atmosphere there is within the bubble that was designed to be only 1/3 the size that it is. And everyone is freezing, just like in Guardians of the Galaxy, basically. Gary is one of the gay dudes, and Mike is the other one. And both of them say, oh, you know, I'll do anything for you. And his boyfriend tells him to stop, you know, stop flirting. Ooh, he says, that's nice. I'll do anything for you. Anything. Ooh, my God. Cringe. Okay. Then he says, oh, if only I had medical staff. And then Mike, the other gay dude, he says he'll do anything for the Doctor. So, I mean, at this point, I'm sorry, I don't believe that gay people just act like this, because anybody doesn't just act like this. For the way this conversation is going, you would be forgiven for thinking that in 5 minutes they're going into the TARDIS to have some kind of frenzied three-way. And that's just not how people behave, especially when they've just met each other, especially in the middle of a life and death situation, a crisis like this. Just because they're gay doesn't mean they should be running around like promiscuous 12-year-olds, okay? Sorry, 14-year-olds, you know? Anyway, there you go. So, it is insanity. Everyone's basically come together. They've decided they're going to use Space Tech Man to keep the cryogen working and turn it into a revival pod. And Health Man, no, he's going to turn it into a revival pod. Space Tech Man is going to turn whatever they've got into a tractor beam. So one by one, 100,000 people are going to be pulled back in. She's happy to meet Rylan. Oh, you came back from the dead, she says. He says that summed up his career. The guy is kind of funny, I guess. Anyway, they ask him to do it 100,000 times, so they're going to one by one, there's some music plays as a montage plays as they revive 100,000 people, and they finish the show, but they don't quite finish the show because the show, of course, is completely fucked at this point. So there's only one song they want to play, and that is this song from Helia, sung by the Hellion, now out and proud Hellion of what's her fucking name, Cora. And she sings this song in a weird fucking language that I guess it's meant to be like some tribal thing or something. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's sung in a language that's complete gibberish, but it's sung with such gusto and operatic, you know. She's a pretty damn good singer, I gotta say, but I skipped most of the song because it was cringe. She sings the song, everybody starts crying, and of course you see fields of burning poppies and a planet that was burned up. I was like, what planet is this? Is this supposed to be Earth? No, I guess it's Helia, as the fields burned. From space they were visible. The poppies in the fields burning, blah blah blah. The bad guy in his little jail cell or whatever, and the woman who betrayed the TV station, they're watching her sing this and they're like, oh, it's so very moving. Yes, she's from Northern Ireland for some reason, which is a very unique accent to have 900 years in the future in deep space when Earth burned up in 2025. But none of the rest of this makes any fucking sense either. None of this should have been possible. This whole setting should never have fucking happened if indeed the Earth burned up in 2025. But I've said that to death. If you missed my rant about that, go back to the start and catch it. I won't blame you. So then we get the ultimate cliche of cliches in this fucking episode of Doctor Who. A slow clap that is started by this guy, and then his partner joins in, and then everybody starts clapping as if they can hear him. All the prejudice against the Hellions is dispelled in one song. Of course, you know that this won't change anything. Of course, if the globalist agenda is now the universalist agenda in 29-25, then they will continue to push racism and keep it alive through anti-racism, and so it will never actually make a fucking difference. This moment won't have actually changed anything. Everything's all good in the hood. They have a little chat. She says, "You're amazing. I never told you. You're amazing. You're so marvelous. I wanted to tell you you're wonderful." He talks about how upset he was to have to do what he had to do. He didn't have to do what he had to do, but he chose to do what he had to do because he was suffering from PTSD. She says she makes reference to some chef man that she's got a crush on back on Earth, and now we can get home. It's going to be great. Graham Norton droid pops up in response to them saying Earth and explains to them that Earth died. It disappeared. It disintegrated in May 2025. Next Saturday, the Earth burned up. And yet, somehow, Graham Norton's likeness and image and history were preserved for this station that is obviously of Earth origin. But that would not happen if the entire human race died in 2025, when we have never got anywhere near that far out into space. What are there, like 6 people in space at any given time in orbit around the planet right now on the International Space Station, the ones that Elon maybe hasn't got to yet or whatever? There's no fucking way the human race is bouncing back from an extinction level event in 2025 to be able to preserve not only individual people who have been cryogenically frozen, but also the cultural concept of a Eurovision Song Contest, and Graham fucking Norton, of all people, who are somehow still fucking remembered in a universe where 3 episodes ago we were told that no one remembers the fucking Earth by the year 500,000. No one remembers the Earth. No one's heard of the human race. Apparently 900 years isn't long enough to expunge us completely from history. It's long enough that we have managed to colonize the fucking universe partially from a baseline of having maybe half a dozen people in space while the rest of the planet fucking disintegrates. What are you on, Russell T Davies, you muppet? Jesus Christ. You are breaking your own cunting canon, you fuck. Unbelievable. Unbelievable idiocy. Fucking nonsense. Anyway, so yeah, the planet disintegrated, rock, dust, ash, blah, blah, blah. All the memories here were sieved from a rubble of civilization that doesn't exist. Who did it? That is the shittest cop-out answer ever. This would be impossible. Okay, this would be impossible. You cannot fucking revive a culture that is extinct. Hundreds of years later. We're nowhere near having a fucking space arena now, and the planet dies next week. This is impossible. This is not happening ever. Okay? You can't sieve through dust and find a civilization. I don't care if there's a pyramid and an Eiffel Tower floating. These things would be curios. They might land in 20,000 years. They might land somewhere near another planet. Do you have any idea how long space travel takes at regular speed? You fucking retards. Light speed would still take us hundreds of years to get to Pluto. Morons. Anything, even basic level research, would tell you do not write anything as the future of Earth when you are also trying to have a canonical current day extinction event. Morons! Unbelievable. Fucking unbelievable. Ugh! Pisses me off. It's so fucking simple. I can think of it. I guarantee a bunch of other people watching this are like, hang on a minute, so some of Earth survived? Like, what the fuck are you doing, you cunt? You hack job fraud. Get in the sea. Everyone associated with this wretched fucking bastardization, this fucking crippled pastiche of Doctor Who should be in the goddamn sea. This isn't sci-fi. This isn't even the continuity of fucking Dora the Explorer. What in the shit are you doing? Ah! You are useless. You are singularly useless. You are incapable of telling a fucking story. You massive cunt. You can't do anything. You stupid, retarded, virtue signaling pansy motherfucker. You ruined this show. Fucking moron. Russell T. Davis. Russell, oh, there's not an official Bible, but I do remember everything about the TV law. You fucking don't. You stupid piece of shit. Jesus Christ. Fucking, oh, you know, there's not an official Bible. I do remember everything there. The timelines got mixed up, but I'm a little bit more diligent. No, you aren't. You are fucking useless. You've written an extinction level event into episode 1. You've written a fucking nobody remembers the planet in episode 3. And in episode 6, you're having a fucking cultural fucking event where there are humans alive and well, remembered and preserved in a museum. You are so stupid. Ah! Unreal. Unreal. And you teach this shit, you're showing this to families, to children. They're supposed to sit here and watch all this gay shit, this fucking constant, unending propaganda. No! Ugh. Ha! Accident seller. This angry rant confirms that Will is discount as. Oh, I am today, apparently. Didn't know that was going to happen. Thank you for the 20 Norwegian, I think. I hope it's not North Korean. But anyway... NOK, whatever that is. Yeah, all right. Oh, I needed that. I needed that. I needed that. Why does Will sound like a 13-year-old boy? I don't know. I don't know. Because genetics. No one in my family has a particularly deep voice. Doesn't really matter, though. I got everything I wanted. Anyway... Yeah, so this guy, you know, it's fucking ridiculous, frankly. It's fucking ridiculous to see a story like this by a showrunner who doesn't fucking care anymore. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a flying shit about the canon of Doctor Who. Nothing matters to RTD. There's no line he won't cross. There is no fucking lazy... half-assed fucking decision he won't make. There is no point to this show anymore. The canon doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Nothing matters. It's fucking pointless. Alright, calm down. Alright. Okay. So they run off, they get in the TARDIS, they discover they still can't land. Everything's gone tits up. We start the credits, and I think we get a post-credit scene. Yeah. So, the last person. The absolute last person. For €5. I doubt we'll be so lucky to all die next week, so we won't see this woke excrement anymore. Well, I guess if anybody clips my massive rant, I might have a reason to live. Never know. Might go viral. Anyway, I guess it's a British thing. Just getting that damned angry. Don't know. Whatever. Anyway, we can carry on. So, the last person they revive. By sheer fluke, the absolute last person they revive is Mrs. Flood. Mrs. fucking Flood. And she says, oh, we've had quite a few with some side effects. She's not feeling very good. I think she's dying. Have you gone to sick bay? She only wants to know if the doctor's gone. Yes, he's gone. He's not here anymore. Oh, good then. That's fine. I don't need to worry myself too much because I can do my own thing. My double brainstem froze. But I've got my own knack for survival, she says, as she begins to be engulfed in fucking regeneration energy. She says she should think of some famous last words, and then she chooses her last words, and the last words are, let battle begin. And you will already recognize those words, but then we get another really, really stupid fucking thing that happens as she bigenerates. She bigenerates. Because we can't just have regenerations anymore. No, 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 no. She can't just regenerate. She has to bi-generate into Anita Dobson. And this woman, what's her name? Her name is Archie Punjabi. And, yeah. She reveals that she is, in fact, a time lady, of course. And this is weird. Immediately, the previous version, Anita Dobson, starts apologizing and being completely subservient to the Indian version, whatever she is, who starts talking to her like a piece of shit immediately. She tells them that they are the Rani. So we have finally, after all these years, after all this fan speculation, finally they've brought back the fucking Rani. But actually, the new Rani decides to completely felt Anita Dobson by referring to her as a Rani, while she herself is the Rani. The definitive article, the definite article, so to speak. She says she's going to fuck around, she's going to kick some ass, she's going to mess with the Doctor. I will bring him absolute terror. Of course, she's still pissed off about things that happened in Mark of the Rani and Time and the Rani and stuff like that. That's fair enough, I guess. The Master's nowhere to be found, though, so it won't be a team-up this time like it was with the 6th Doctor. So, you know, alright, the Rani's back. Wahey! Woohoo! Yippee! The Rani. Alright. There's a funny thing. Basically, Dobson tries to say something. She says, that's what I said. No. I don't want fucking skeleton crew. Kiss my ass. Oh, let's see what it says. I'll bring him absolute terror. Then we see Dobson says something. She says, that's what I said. She goes, shut up. Yes, ma'am. So, put the curry in the bag. Yeah, exactly, Live it. You're right. And there's your episode, guys. That is your episode. There was no preview of next week. Next week, of course, is... what's it called? I don't know. Can't remember any. Wish World. That's it. So it's going to be Reality War, effectively. Mrs. Flood, I think, should have probably turned out to be like a pantheon god of time or god of reality or something. And I kind of feel bad that Mrs. Flood is now the Igor rather than the actual villain. You know, she's the Renfield to Rani's Dracula. She's like, yes, master. Yes, ma'am. Let me do it. She's the Rani too, right? There's two of them. It's like David Tennant bowing over to Ncuti Gatwa and being his fucking assistant. Weird. Younger version always defers to older one, except when you're Indian, apparently. Yeah, I know, right? Weird, isn't it? Technically, the other one is older, though, I suppose. Although they'd be the same age, too, at the same time. I don't fucking know. Obviously, as you can tell, this episode pissed me off considerably more than I thought it did. And that's why I went on a massive rant. Fucking unbelievable. It's just that continuity destruction, it pisses me off more than anything. And, of course, this show is gay. Pretty much everything unforgivable then. That's where we're at. The Rani's back. Everything's going to hell. It's all going to be fucking terrible. Can't wait for next week. Not for the episode. Just to watch the show finally wither off and die. Yes, I've seen the headlines from the Daily Mirror. The fucking show is going to continue to be run by the BBC without Disney. And they're going to have to cripple the budget or something. And they're determined to keep the show going. Mate, you can't get 1.6 million viewers with the Disney budget. When this show goes back to looking like it's made out of washing up liquid bottles and straw and string and staples, it's over. You can keep going if you want. I'll keep reviewing it. I guess. Maybe it's just best to stop. Just stop. BBC, just stop. You've proven that no one available in the UK is capable, or no one that you'd entertain hiring is capable of running this show. It is a joke. Not only is it, constantly pushing agendas of race and sex and sexuality, but it's also pushing incompetence. Absolute incompetence, laziness, and the kinds of minds that should be writing soap operas, not sci-fi with a long legacy. It's just not, it's not something you're capable of anymore. Time to let it die. Give it back to the fans. We'll bury it. We'll bury it. We'll mourn it, and we'll keep you the fuck away from it. Okay? Just let it die. You're useless. You are fucking useless. You can't even write one coherent series of television without fucking crossing your own logic. I apologize for the massive sweary rant earlier on, guys, but it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. Incompetence is more annoying to me than all the woke shit. I hate the woke shit. But that, like, you've written that the Earth is destroyed. How is there an Interstellar Song Contest? How is Ryland Clark alive? How is Graham Norton remembered? Not happening. Not fucking happening. Guys, that's it. That's the end. I gotta go pick up my family. We've had a good hour and a half. I hope you enjoyed it. If anybody wants to clip my rant and post it on Twitter or whatever, please go ahead. I don't care. I won't be apologizing for it. And if anyone wants to call me a massive whatever, like they did with Az, fair enough. Let me be Diet Az. Fair enough. And that's it. We'll be doing this next week. Of course, we've got WTF Live. Sorry, Who TF Cares tomorrow in about, in 24 hours time from now. It will be on, and we will have just started, and we will be talking about this, and I will be bringing up this point of contention. You bet your ass on that. So I hope I will see you then. Massive thank yous to you guys who supported the channel with super chats and also donations to my father's Give Send Go link on the screen, and I'm sure someone will share it in the description if I mention it. Frankly, we are desperate. My father cannot move. He cannot get out of bed. I'm having to be his nurse. He needs a hip replacement, and there's no way to insure it. They won't do it here. I can't fly him back to England. He's, he's doing his best, but it won't go well long term if I can't get this. My only choice, and I wouldn't do it if it wasn't my only choice. Iris Rhoda for £2. Thank you, sir. Will, can I clip the rant and review it? Yeah, absolutely. Fuck it. Do whatever you like. I don't care. Thank you as well. My only choice is, unfortunately, to do this. It sucks, but it is what it is. If you can, even a quid, please go to this link, givesendgo.com/help-jim. It's my dad's name. Fuck it. Might end up getting in some kind of scrapes when my enemies see this, but fuck it. Gotta do what I gotta do. That's it for this then, guys. I appreciate you, all of you, very, very much. This review was a lot of fun and also quite therapeutic. And I'll be back when I can be. I was planning to do an Expedition 33 stream. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that tonight now. I'm planning to be on SNH. And of course, Who TF Cares. But until then, I'm going to leave you with the outro. And guys, love you, appreciate you, bless you. James Op, man, that's one of the... I've been amazed for the last sort of 20-30 hours now by the generosity of some of the fans of this channel, far outstripping that of people who actually know my dad. And it's a weird world. You never know who's going to show up. But you guys, you reaffirm my faith in humanity. So thank you. Nothing can stop us if we just keep going. See you later.